If you had bought Apple stock at $27 per share 10 years ago in 2015, you would be sitting on close to $23,000 today on August 25th, 2025, from only a $2,700 investment. That's not hype, that's the math. But here's the kicker. If you sold that Apple stock right now in a taxable account, Uncle Sam would quietly step in and take almost a quarter of your profits in taxes. So here's a question every long-term investor needs to answer. Should you hold your winner or sell it and move on? And just as important, how do you figure out if your replacement investment is really worth it? Hello, fellow compounders, and welcome back. I'm Dennis Chen, CFA charter holder, Wharton MBA, and former hedge fund manager. On this channel, we cut through the noise and focus on what really builds lasting wealth: smart investing, tax awareness, and letting compounding do the heavy lifting. Today, we're going to cover two big lessons. One, how to calculate your compound annual growth rate, or KGAR, the speedometer of your money. And two, how to think about the tax hurdle when you sell a winner in a taxable account. Both of these are essential if you want to make confident long-term investment decisions. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, investment, or tax advice. All tickers and examples are hypothetical and for illustration only. I'm sharing general information and examples, not recommendations tailored to you. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and your situation is unique. Always do your own research and consult a qualified financial professional before making any decisions. So let's get started. Segment 1, the Apple story. Let's start with Apple because it's one of the best real-world examples of the power of compounding. Imagine you bought 100 shares of Apple stock back in 2015 when the price was about $27 per share. That's an initial investment of just $2,700. Fast forward 10 years and Apple is now trading at around $228 per share. Your 100 shares are worth $22,800. That's an incredible gain, more than 8 times your money. But to really understand the growth, we need to ask, how fast was your money growing each year? Segment 2, KGAR explained. This is where KGAR comes in. KGAR stands for compound annual growth rate. Think of KGAR like your average speed on a road trip. Let's say you're driving from New York to LA. On the way, you might speed up, slow down, hit traffic, maybe stop for gas. The speedometer jumps all over the place. But if somebody asked you, what was your average speed for the trip? You'd calculate the one steady speed that would have gotten you from start to finish in the same amount of time. That's KGAR for your money. It smooths out all the bumps in the market, the ups, the downs, and the volatility. And it tells you the steady annual growth rate that you got from your starting value to your ending value. So basically, it's your average annual return on that investment. Segment 3, how to calculate KGAR. Here's the formula. KGAR is the ending value divided by the beginning value elevated to the power of 1 over n and all that minus 1, where beginning value is your initial investment, ending value is what it's worth today, and n is the number of years that you've held the investment. So for the Apple example, we have beginning value is $2,700, the ending value is $22,800, and the holding period is 10 years, that's n. So Apple's KGAR is equal to 22,800 divided by 2,700 elevated to the power of 1 over 10 and all that minus 1. Punch it into your calculator and you get about 23.8% per year. That means Apple compounded at an annualized rate of nearly 24% over the past decade. Every $1 invested became about $8.44 in the last 10 years. Think about it for a moment. 24% a year, year after year for the past 10 years. That's the power of compounding in a truly great business. Segment 4, why KGAR matters. Now, why does KGAR matter? Because it tells you the true growth rate of your money. Percent gains are flashy. Up 900% sounds exciting, but it doesn't tell you how fast wealth was actually building each year. KGAR strips away the noise and gives you the clean annual rate. It also makes comparing investments fair. For example, Apple's KGAR was 23.8% over the last 10 years. An S&P index fund was about 12.9% KGAR over the same period. A 10-year Treasury bond is about 3.3% KGAR. And inflation measured by the Consumer Price Index, CPI, over the past 10 years, 2015 to 2025 was around 3.15%. That's the difference between compounding wealth at a world-class pace and just keeping up. Segment 5, the tax reality. Okay, so Apple has been an amazing ride, but let's say you're thinking about selling. Maybe you want to diversify. Maybe you think Apple's best days are behind it. Or maybe you just want to lock in your gains. Here's what happens in a taxable account. Your gain is $22,800 minus $2,700, which equals $20,100. Basically, you're sitting on a $20,100 capital gain. At a 23.8% long-term capital gains tax, which is 20% federal tax plus the 3.8% net investment income tax, or known as the Obama tax, your tax bill would be about $4,784. That means after you sell, you don't have $22,800 to reinvest in any new investment. You only have about $18,000. That's a $4,800 haircut, money that can no longer compound for you. And this brings us to one of the most overlooked concepts in investing, the tax hurdle. Segment 6, the tax hurdle. Here's the big insight. If you hold Apple, you've got the full $22,800 still compounding. If you sell it and move to a new stock, let's call it XYC, you're starting with only $18,000. So Apple, your current holding, already has a 27% head start over your potential new replacement. Mathematically, this means XYC has to grow faster than Apple just to catch up and make up the $4,800 difference. How much faster? Let's break it down. Depending on how long you plan to hold XYC, over 5 years, XYC will need to beat Apple by almost 5% per year. Over 10 years, about 2.4% per year. Over 15 years, about 1.6% per year. Over 20 years, about 1.2% per year. That's the hurdle created by taxes. Segment 7, putting the hurdle in context. Now, on paper, 2.4% extra per year over 10 years doesn't sound like much. But let's make it real. Hypothetically, imagine that Apple can compound at 12% a year going forward. For XYC to beat it, you'd need a stock that reliably compounds at 14.4% per year for the next decade. That's 12% plus 2.4% just to be the same as Apple. How many companies in history have done that? Very, very few. And that's why many seasoned investors hold their winners for as long as possible, especially in taxable accounts. Selling triggers taxes, and taxes create a hurdle that is extremely hard to clear. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger said that their ideal holding time is forever. Segment 8, investing isn't just about returns. This is where investing is more than just picking the right stock. It's about process. 1, understanding your cost basis. 2, knowing how to measure your returns with KGAR. And 3, recognizing the silent drag of taxes. Think of it like running a marathon. You don't just need speed, you need endurance. And if you strap on a 20-pound backpack, which is what taxes feels like, you'd better be a lot faster than the runners who didn't. Segment 9, the lesson. So here's the takeaway. KGAR tells the true annual growth rate of your investment. Taxes create a hurdle. And before you sell a winner, you need to ask, can the replacement realistically clear that hurdle? If the answer is no, sometimes the best decision is the simplest one. Hold your great companies and let compounding do its magic, and avoid unnecessary tax drag. Segment 10. Want to go deeper? If you found this lesson valuable and you'd like to go deeper, join me in the Always Be Compounding online community. It's where serious but friendly investors hang out, swap ideas, and sharpen their process. Every month, I host live sessions called Coffee with the Chief Compounder. It's a relaxed Q&A session where you can bring your own portfolio questions, see real case studies like this one, and learn alongside others who are just as committed to compounding as you are. Think of it as your investing coffee break, but instead of small talk, we're focused on building wealth together. I'll drop the link below. Check it out, and your first coffee is on me. Use the code ONEFREECOFFEE to get the first month of Coffee with the Chief Compounder for free. So remember, compounding is powerful. Just look at Apple. KGAR helps you measure that power accurately, and taxes create a hurdle that most new investments won't clear. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Remember, the key to building wealth is to always be compounding. See you in the next video. Take care.